It's a goal!
Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Another mail day for me. Got some nice cards and stickers and a few other things which I want to show off. But the last couple of weeks I've been basically buying the odd thing here and now, but actually a few cool things have just turned up. So I thought I'd just do a quick video and explain to you what I bought, and then I might also show you possibly my favourite ever thing I've ever purchased ever. So first off, I want to say thank you to Sully Sports Cards on Instagram and on YouTube. He sent me basically a load of the World Cup stickers that I needed. I had like 5 he needed. He had like 100 I needed, so he gave me all of them. So what an absolute star. Thank you very much, mate. I put them in my book and nearly completing some teams, which is really cool. So yeah, let's crack on, shall we? So the first thing I picked up was this Ian Wright. This is a Merlin Premier League card. I think it's Merlin Ultimate, I think they call it at the bottom. This came out, I think, like 1993, 94. There it goes, most recent transfer in 1991, 94, 95 league. There you go. Yeah, these basically, most you probably know, in UK, there wasn't many, there's pretty much no cards ever came out in the 80s. They just didn't come out at all. There's no cards at all. Apart from a few odd things like cards from newspapers like Daily Mirror maybe, and Barrett candy cards. But apart from that, no cards, no like regular cards come out in the 80s. Unlike in America where you have the Topps Baseball where it's the same sets every single year. Nothing happened. And so in the 90s they kind of brought it back a bit, and these cards are a bit of a sleeper cards, guys. I think going forward people are going to start picking these up because when they realise, you know, people are still buying stickers, but stickers are, you know, printed in mass. These cards are a little bit more difficult to get hold of. Not mega money, but just a little bit under the radar, I think. And so yeah, I picked up this Ian Wright. That's in my collection. I think I already have another one of it, but I know it's quite poor quality. So yeah, that was like, I think it was like £10, which, you know, for most cards and most stickers from the 90s are worth pennies. So if a card is worth £10, generally speaking, I think it's quite a good idea to start picking them up now. Try and get yourself the high grades if that's what your thing is. Talk about high grades. I just picked up this Ronaldo off of Vinted. I think I paid like £35 for it. So I generally speaking don't go and buy up modern stuff, because I think a lot of modern stuff is just kind of, it spikes in price and then it drops dramatically, and then you're kind of hoping that player becomes world famous. If they don't, then it becomes really cheap and you're just basically paying something which is not going to ever get your money back, or if it does, it's just pointless. And so I've been quite strict with what I've been picking up recently. Pick up stuff that I like, pick up stuff that has a purpose. And I've always wanted to try and put together a run of Ronaldo's World Cup stickers and Euro stickers as well. I do collect SGC cases now, guys. You probably noticed on my Instagram I kind of switched over from SGC to CGC. Multiple reasons why, but the best thing I like about CGC is they do have a registry, and that registry is really cool. It's simple to use. I think it's a bit simpler, much simpler than the PSA registry, which is a bit of a beast nowadays. It's still basic in some ways because it's missing a load of thousands of sets that are missing, but they're adding sets every week. And yeah, I thought to myself, do you know what? It's a CGC 10. If I'm collecting CGC, you know, graded case, collecting cards or stickers in CGC cases, this is a 10. It makes sense to just buy it. I could have, you know, gone on eBay and paid £3 or £4 for this sticker and then hoped I got a 10, but no, I was happy with that. Makes the job easier. It's Russia 2018, so it's not one of his earlier ones. His earlier cards are going to be near impossible to get. Stickers in high grade, but you never know. You might get lucky. But that there was just an easy way of doing it. I went to a car boot sale and picked up a small load of cards. I generally speaking don't pick these up, but these were super cheap. It was like £1 for the lot. There was more cards in the set, but they were like in quite poor condition, and these are the notable players. So this is a Bobby Charlton, or Robert Charlton as he is there. I think this is like 1961. It was International Soccer Stars number 3, Bobby Charlton, Man United. It's part of the Kellogg's company, so in your cereal. I imagine these probably did come in cereal. I don't know where else they would have came. Were they in little envelopes? I don't know. I don't know how it would have worked, but yeah. Unfortunately, the Robert Charlton is the one with the big creases on the front, which is really sad. But we had to have Bobby Robson there, and this is quite a nice card of Bobby Robson. West Brom Albion. And finally we have a Johnny Haynes. Annoyingly, that Bobby Charlton was in the poorest condition, which is sad. I think I do have it somewhere else anyway. So yeah, that was £1 for those 3 cards. So I don't think I did too bad actually. The next thing I ordered from Vinted, and Vinted is great, guys, to buy cards and stickers from. I never really thought about using it before. Started using it and realised actually there's a lot more bargains to be had that I find than it on eBay. And also the way it works is it kind of like suggests you things rather than you having to search. I mean, you can obviously still search, but like, so these things popped up and I was like, oh, that's quite nice. And it was this Robert Mancini sticker. Now, I think this is from 1981 or 82. Well, actually says 83 there, so maybe 83. I think this is either a rookie sticker or very close to rookie sticker. I think I know very much about anybody outside of the UK, basically any players outside of, you don't play in the English leagues. My knowledge is just drops. But I saw this and I thought, well, Mancini's obviously known, and it was like £3 plus postage or something. And so I tried to do a deal for them for this other sticker. Unfortunately, they sent me the wrong one and then allowed me to keep it. So this is a Tardelli, Marco Tardelli. Yeah, I just love these all like Italian stickers. It looks so cool. Kind of easy numbered on the back. But the card I really wanted, sorry, the sticker I really wanted, which I did eventually send. Was this Socrates. Yeah, it's obviously not like a rookie or anything, but when I looked on Trading Card Database, this was like the 5th sticker in the list. So I think that's really cool for what it is. And literally, I think the whole lot cost me £5 posted. So you can't go wrong with that, can you really? Yeah, my knowledge of football, guys, soccer is, you know, my collecting is mainly English Football League players, Premier League players. I don't really kind of like branch out, unless it's Pele or maybe Ronaldo or Messi when they played in other leagues. But I generally don't branch out to these sort of types of players, and now I'm starting to a bit. And obviously this is just like dipping my toe in it. It's probably, these cards stickers are worth nothing probably, but I still think, you know, early stickers of some legendary players, they can only go up in price, right? Yeah, I think it was like £5 postage for free. I did get one obviously for free because they sent the wrong card. So, you know, it is what it is. Talking about stickers again, back to the Premier League. That was Ian Wright. This is, I picked up another one of these recently, so now I have like 3 in my collection. I'm going to send this away to get graded, or one of them to get graded. I need to double check them. This is from, I think, Panini 92, English Football 1992. I think this is when they kind of lost the license to for the Premier League and went to Topps with Merlin. This sticker is actually quite a hard sticker to find. It does come up, you know, on eBay, but usually it's quite expensive. It's like a £25 sticker, and then there might only be 1 or 2 on eBay at a time. Most of the time, when they drop off and they get sold up, there could be periods where this sticker just does not appear online. It just doesn't appear at all, and it's like, it's weird because you're thinking, well, it's Panini, it's Premier League, you thought there'd be loads of these stickers about, but for some reason it just drops off every now and then. So I think it's a bit of a sleeper sticker, if that's your thing. And if you're collecting right, try and you see this for a couple of quid, pick it up, because I think you'll be happy with it, especially if it's in good condition. Yeah, I'm going to send a lot of my Wright stickers again to CGC, and I'm going to start doing the registry for Ian Wright. You can basically, what the registry is, if you don't know, is basically a collector's database, and then you just add your cards, and when you add your cards you collect points, and then you get ranked how good your collection is. And what's great about it is it could be anything you want to. So you can be collecting Messi rookies, and you've got all the Messi rookies in 10, and you'd be top ranked. But if you wanted to collect some random player like my dear Ian Wright, you can have whatever, and you can still be ranked number 1, and it's just quite a competitive thing. I kind of like the idea of it, because it's in my head. I found collecting to be a bit like a game where you're basically trying to, complete every level correctly with 100%, get all the hidden gems, that sort of thing, do all the side quests. That's what I kind of like about collecting. So yeah, I'm on the registry, and I'm going to start doing an Ian Wright registry. I would love to have done it with SGC, but SGC just refused to do a registry. PSA, when they took him over, suggested an idea of adding CGC to their PSA registry, but they decided to basically back out of it now. And their PSA and now SGC, unfortunately, their belief, their kind of like motto, if you will, is to basically just grade as much as they can, and not really think of it as a collector base anymore like they used to. They used to be very dedicated to collectors back in the day, and that's kind of gone, sadly. But yeah, I'll just, it's me rambling. I'll just happily send my cards to CGC. They're only £12 when you go for the sub centre, which I think is so cheap. And when they're back, I'll basically just keep building my little registry sets up and everything. What's great about that is actually the registry sets have made me focus more on collecting stuff that I actually want, as opposed to just randomly buying things because I think they look nice. I'm now going to be focused on my sets, completing my sets, getting them graded, and then maybe in the future start upgrading them, sort of thing. So we're going to go on to a bit of women's football. Then we've got 2 kind of holy grails at the end I'm going to show you. One of them's like my ultimate holy grail. I can't believe I got it. But yeah, women's football is only one player that I love, and that is Leah Williamson. So this is the Panini Best of England set. This is the yellow laser foil. So this is number 25 out of 49. So as you guys probably know if you watch my channel, I do collect this set massively. I'm really going for it, and I'm basically trying to get the 1-of-1s and the out of 10s. And I think there's 14 women's players in the set to collect, and I've got 5 or 6 out of 10s, and maybe 6 of the 1-of-1s. So I'm like nearly 50% through collecting those now. All the rest I already have. The reason why I picked this one up is because I have one Leah Williamson in my collection, and it's been graded, and I don't know whether I want to basically pull this one out and break this out and send it to CGC. I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to do, but this was relatively cheap. I think it was they cost me like £50 plus postage, and I think the person who I bought this off, I think they're quite heavily on Instagram and stuff like that, so they probably know who they are. So thank you very much for the deal. But this set's kind of cool, guys, because it's a set where this was their very, very first Liam Williamson's very first England set, and I think it's the very first England card set ever. There are stickers beforehand, obviously, but this is the very first cards with England players on it, done like a set. Only 14 players, so not a big set to collect. There's 199s, there's 99s, there's 49s, there's 10s, and there's 1-of-1s, and then there's also, technically speaking, all the 1-of-1s were printed at least 3 times, potentially 4 or 5 times. So there could be more 1-of-1s out there. That's probably why it's easy for me to get the 1-of-1s. I'm going to send a lot of these cards up to CGC as well. When I do, I get them back, obviously I'll show them off, but when I eventually get to the point where I have a lot of them graded, I'll do a video about the whole set and the whole controversy regarding these 1-of-1s. But yeah, thank you to the person who sold me that. Really appreciate it. And then we have a Futera Leah Williamson Defender. This is from 2026, 26, yeah. Number 5 out of 9, so only 9 of these are made. Annoyingly, the 1-of-1 sold recently for like £100. And Leah Williamson's 1-of-1s, it's weird because they're kind of like all over the place. Futera is just not really massively collected by the hobby. I don't know why, because I think their cards are really nice. And they're licensed as well, which is great. These are actually proper licensed at Arsenal. Unfortunately, they don't own the license to all of the Premier League, so I think that's why some people avoid them. But I actually think they're quite cool. And that was like £18 or something, 19 quid for an out of 9. And then another set. This is the England 9S Eternity set. They did like a men's Champions League, EFL League set of these as well, which is really cool. But yeah, this is the women's one, and it was really cool about this set. It was the first time, I believe, that a card set was dedicated just to the England women's team. No men's, just all women. And there's different variations of different cards. There's number cards. There's like maybe 6 or 7 different sets within the set, including autos as well. My plan is, yet again, is to just try and grade as many as I can, try and complete my collection. I'm not going for like absolutely everything, because that would be ridiculous. The 101s turn up quite a lot. So the 101s will turn up maybe once a week. There's one for sale. They usually go for about 100 to 150 quid, depending on the players, and maybe up to 200 for the most rare ones. But yeah, I'm just trying to get a few of these and then send off to get the highest grades. And then when I got the high 10s, if I do get 10s, I'll then sell the rest, because I'm not going to go massive on this collection, because I just can't afford to keep hoarding these cards. But yeah, Liam Williamson, love it. And now on to my 2 Holy Grails. The first one is a Grail in the sense that this is a card I never thought I would be able to afford or get hold of, because usually it's like £250 up to thousands and thousands of pounds. That's what they usually ask, but I got hold of it, guys, and it's a Meredith. This is Billy Meredith when he played for Manchester United. I think this is like one of those like 1910 cards, 1912 cards maybe. I'll be very careful with it because it's quite fragile in some ways. But as you can tell, the corners on it are just, appalling. I think it was maybe a rounded card, but yeah, it's not that good. Great. This is a bit of a legend, basically, guys. This is a if you are a pre-war collector of English football leagues, this is something you would have heard of. Probably in the top 5 players, pre-war players of all time. Arguably, maybe the best. Maybe Steve Bloomer beats him. There's probably card collectors out there who know this era way more than me. But Meredith is somebody whose cards are just fantastic to collect. Yeah, this is a Smith's cigarettes, Albion Gold Flake, and I told you about him. So he's a famous Welshman who's played in 40 international matches. Now 40 international matches would have been amazing back then, because there wasn't a World Cup, there wasn't the Euros, so you would only ever played maybe once or twice, like England would play Scotland, for example, or Wales, something like that. So to play it 40 times in your career, it's actually quite impressive, especially at this point. It says he's difficult to stop when in motion and always dangerous at goal. So yeah, Manchester United famously, he played for Manchester United famously, and then went to play for Manchester City, which is quite controversial. But I think he went back to Manchester United again. His cards are some of the most expensive pre-war cards in high grade. You'll be lucky to find anything above a 3 if you're really lucky. If you were to grade it by PSA, SUC, whatever. So yeah, they never come up at a price I can afford. So this one is quite poor condition, but poor condition doesn't really matter so much to me, because what's more important to me is actually I can see the image of the player well, I can see the name and the team. I can also read the text that comes on the back, and I can see the number of the series, and I can also see the manufacturer's advertisement very well. So this is actually fine for me. This is the condition actually where, even though it looks poor with its corners, I don't mind. But you're looking at a card that's over 110 years old. 100, what would it be, like 100? I think it's 1912 or something. So around the time that the Titanic was sinking. Yeah, really, really happy to get hold of that. I do have a Meredith currently in grading with CGC, so when that comes back I'll show it off. The registry, if you're interested in registry, and I'm going to be talking about registry, is gone like forever now. Does not have Meredith currently assigned a registry yet, so I'm going to try and get. So what happens is when you build a registry out for a player, you need to have at least 3 graded cards by that player, and then if the player has no other people grading cards, they don't really build a set out, because obviously it's got to be based on popularity, because it's a competitive set. But once I get 3 cards graded by him, that usually be enough to create a registry for him, and I'm going to do like a player registry. And yeah, I have quite a few Billy Meredith in my collection now. I was like his rookie card, which I never thought I would get hold of. I had the Wills' cigarettes card from 1914, the cigarettes, the scissors back. I had quite a few things, which is, yeah, I'm glad to get hold of this. So he'll sit there for a moment before I inform you on my favourite thing of all time. Right, if you survived my rambling, you might know that I'm a massive music fan. Ever since I was a child, I was always into like music, and older music was always my thing. I'm born in the late 80s, so I will happily listen to it. You know, the Beatles, which is one of my favourite bands. 80s electro music, I love punk music. I love, you know, anything really. I love pop music from like the 80s and 90s. 90s music is my big thing as well. But when I was like 13, I basically watched I think it was VH1, 100 most shocking moments, no, 100 VH1s, I think it was like 100 best videos or something. And I think this was number 1 or number 2, this band, and ever since then I became obsessed. And the band is Nirvana. I just absolutely became obsessed with Nirvana when I was a teenager. To the point where if you show me a picture of the band on stage, I can pretty much tell you what concert that was and the date of that concert. I can tell you the songs that were played at that concert. I could tell you like facts about everything, because I was obsessed with everything. I took it seriously, like a bit like a proper researcher would do at university, or a lecturer would do, like where you would absolutely research the band to the point where you could basically write a degree on it. And I became like obsessive. And I wish I started collecting these things earlier. But one of the cool thing is I'm from Bristol, as you can probably tell by my accent. My favourite thing I like to tell people about Bristol is when they ask about music scene, was that Nirvana played there. And they played at the Beer Keller. And they played in the Beer Keller on the 4th of November 1991. And that was the first start of the Nevermind tour. They started off in the UK. And so if you collect Nevermind stuff from that period, this is one thing you want to get hold of, and it is the ticket stub for Nirvana's gig at the Beer Keller. Now, I was a child at the time this happened, so I was very, very young. So I would never have really heard of this band, obviously at that point. It was only when I became like a teenager in the early 2000s that I had even heard of this band. And the thought of collecting tickets was just never in my mind. Never in my mind. I was interested in finding people who recorded Nirvana, and I was chasing down people that had been to the shows and asking them about what songs were played. And I never ever thought I can get hold of this ticket. And then I saw one about 2 years ago sell complete for like £120. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't realise these things existed. Now the Beer Keller is quite a small venue. I can't imagine there's more than 1,000 people in there. I imagine it's way less. And so I've basically have this saved in my eBay saves for like 2 years now, trying to find this ticket. And it's finally come up, and there's another one for sale, by the way, guys, if anybody's interested. This is the second Nirvana ticket I own. I own one from like a 1994 concert in France. I think it's February, France ticket. There's loads of those on the market. They come up for like £20 usually, so quite cheap. But these ones was just impossible to find. I think the reason why is Bristol's quite a musical city, and so I think when you see Bristol people go to watch gigs, I think a lot of people in Bristol keep their tickets. I also think you're looking at, I don't know how many people would have been at this gig. If it was less than 1,000 people, how many people would have kept their ticket that night? Say half of them keep the ticket at night. That means there's 500 tickets to survive. Let's say over the years, half those people lose this ticket or get rid of it. So there's 250 tickets still surviving. And how many people will want to sell their ticket on Nirvana playing the Bristol Beer Keller? I can't imagine it, because it's quite a popular thing. Like if this was any other band, it probably would be cheap, but it's the fact that obviously Kurt Cobain is not with us anymore, and Nirvana ended very soon after this gig happened. I mean, it ended in 1994, so you're talking, what's that, 2.5 years later, this band was gone. So I think it's possible that people kept these, but yeah, it was just a hard ticket to find. I knew they'd come up. I just had to be patient and basically save my money for it. I saved and saved my money. I rarely save things, so I'm a compulsive spender, as you can see it by all these cards and rubbish. But I kept a bit of money aside just in case this would ever turn up, so that I could buy it. And yeah, my number one ticket I've ever wanted to find, that I thought I could find, and yeah, I've got it. It's mine now. I'm very, very, very grateful to the seller who sold it. They have sold another one kind of for sale, and it looks better quality than mine. I feel a bit gutted already. They must have sold the worst one first. But yeah, it's slightly yellowed. If anybody knows what the support bands were, I've tried researching it. I don't know who they are. I would love to know. But you can go on YouTube, guys. There's audio recordings of this gig made by members of the audience. Quite famously, it was released on vinyl back in the day. Reportedly, there's actually a video recording of this gig taken from the stage by maybe a roadie or some kind of fan, but it's never ever been found. Yep, so that takes the number one spot for me. That was always my number one ticket, guys. There's obviously loads of famous tickets that I would love to get hold of, though. Ticket to Titanic would be great. Ticket to Nirvana's Unplugged would be great. But those things are like hundreds, if not tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. You can never find them. But I'm so glad I got that ticket. I'm going to try and see if I can get any more UK tickets. UK tickets appear once a month or so on eBay. They usually go for a bit of money, but I can probably afford to maybe buy one or two more over the next 12 months, 18 months. And try and see if I can probably get most of these Nevermind tour. I think I could. Anyway, guys and girls, thank you much for watching. I'm sorry I haven't done many videos recently. Work's been tough. It's summer. I'm always hot and bothered, so never can be bothered to do these things. But I do actually love doing them when I get it going. So yeah, what was my favourite kind of sticker? Obviously, the Nirvana thing wins everything. But the Meredith was really cool. To get the Meredith was like amazing. I've been wanting that Meredith for absolutely ages. So that's great. This is a great little avenue I might go down, try and see if I can find some more for this set of the key players. And what's great about it, guys, when you do collect stuff, you know that nobody knows everything, and so when you do get a pair like Socrates, you can go, well, I obviously know he plays for Brazil. I know there's a award based on the Ballon d'Or award based on it, in his name. So you can start exploring things more, and you kind of think, well, he was obviously a famous manager, isn't he? What was he like as a player? And you can just go down these endless rabbit holes. And I love that about card collecting. It's very historical based, very history based, and it's a lovely thing to do. Yeah, the Meredith is also very cool. It might be my favourite card of the lot, I think. So thank you very much for watching. As always, please leave a like, please leave a comment which is your favourite thing I picked up today. I'm probably going to go and say that the Nirvana thing is my favourite thing I picked up, but I'm very lucky to get that Meredith as well. Very, very lucky, I think. And also that CGC 10, people might think that it's quite an easy thing to do, but you'd be surprised how many 9s you'll get when you get the best looking stickers ever. They always come back as 9s. Off centre slightly on the back, but like most companies, the back doesn't really matter as much as the front. Yeah, very happy with that. See you on the next video. Stay safe, and most importantly, happy hunting.